This video is sponsored by Welsh Yacht Insurance. It's nice to know our boat upgrades are in safe hands as we travel around the world, but more on that later. You joined us last week as we had a near miss with a hot battery, which led to us making a full upgrade to a lithium system. And boy, has that power upgrade been sweet. Anyway, before we whack our solar panel back on the davits, we want to make the whole setup a bit more sturdy. And I can't hold it in any longer. We also had a bimini. Okay, gotta stop talking now before I spoil the rest of the episode. Enjoy. Last year, sorry, I'm getting hit by the top. Last year, we put the solar panel on the davits and we used these aluminium bars, and we actually had these already for some other thing and we can't quite remember what they were for, but we decided to double them up and use them on this because we didn't use them for another project. And whilst they were good, they are slightly flexible, and we did find in higher winds, anything over kind of 35-40 knots, the panel will start to shake. And what can happen with solar panels is they can get microscopic cracks and then they reduce their efficiency, so we don't want that. So what we have done now we're in Aruba is we went out to Hoyman's, which is a big Dutch hardware store here on the island, and we got some aluminium bars, which yeah, we're really happy about. They're so much stronger, so much stronger than the others. So I've got a pretty easy job today. All I need to do is lay that on top, and I need to cut where the holes are, and I also need to make sure that the length is exactly the same. So I've got the nifty angle grinder out here, and yeah, they had only one of this size, the shorter one, and one longer one, so we've got a lot of spare, but I mean, it can't hurt. This is my first go angle grinding and I'm very excited. I probably look really awkward, but this is where I feel most in control, so let's have it. Yeah, well, it's not the most perfect thing, but it did it. That's my first ever time doing one. Thanks for holding it. It's okay. It's a bit wonky, but I can work with that. So I have just finished the first bit of the job, which is the angle grinding and filing. I'm actually really happy. It didn't look great when I finished angle grinding. It was really hard to judge whether the blade was straight, but I mean, it's the first time I'd ever used one, so you have to start somewhere. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with how it's turned out.
Whilst Becca was on that job, we also took the opportunity of the panel being off to get the davits reinforced with some small triangular supports as they were bending slightly with the weight of the dinghy. That is so much more solid.
Yeah?
Wow. We've taken that box for that job. It's time to move on to the next project. So these are the two winches that we picked up in the UK. As I'm waiting for a few other boat projects to cool and dry and everything like that, I'm actually going to start work on these here, getting them dismantled and tied up before installing them. Maybe today. I don't know, we'll see how far along we get with these, but it shouldn't be a massive slog to get all these done. So yeah, I'm going to start cracking through these now. Alright, that's all the parts cleaned of one of these. It's looking pretty good. Not bad. Just gonna put it all back together, grease, oil it up, and then I'm gonna start on the other one.
We were wondering what these things are on this catamaran.
Yeah, but like, why are they poking out so much? Seems really stupid. I'm sure there's a reason, but that just seems like something comes off the water or a log floats by and hits that. It's going to just go terrible.
Let us know.
Weird.
Bit bizarre.
Now that I've serviced the two newer winches that we've got, I'm going to take off this one on here. It should be quite easy. I'm hoping the footprint of this is not going to be too dissimilar because there's a load of bolts through here, and if I use the same bolt holes that'd be great. But if not, what I'll probably end up doing is cutting some plugs out for those holes, epoxying them in there, and then we'll line up the other one from there and do that. But the first thing I need to do is get this old one off.
We are just installing our new winches, which is really exciting, but we only have 5 of the right bolts. So I've been sent with these bolts with a very specific mission of getting 5 more countersunk ones about this length. They can be a little bit shorter, but not more than a centimetre. There's a little marine store just opposite the yard, so fingers crossed they've got this pretty niche thing. Hello.
Hello.
Do you have any bolts? No bolts. Well, they had bolts but no countersunk ones. But there we go. This is where we are. So this is the yard. And there's just nothingness. For miles. There's an airport, which is quite nice. Get to see some planes taking off. Go on, give me some spinning action.
It's a handle.
Good job. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a good one? Yeah, that's the face of someone who's happy with their work. Happy?
Yeah. So we've got the new bolts, which are in my pocket for the winches here. I'm just going to fit these new ones in here because we finally got some good countersunk ones. Take this apart, fit them all in there. We've already drilled all the holes for that, so it should be quite easy. And yeah, then these winches are pretty much fully installed, which is lovely.
Winches installed, it's time for the most exciting bit, the bimini. On a scale of 1 to excited, how excited are you?
I'm pretty excited. I'm just gonna I don't want to get too excited because I don't know if it's actually here or not.
But this one comes with a bit of a story, so settle in, click subscribe if you haven't already, and be prepared for a crazy tale of how one bimini travelled thousands of miles to join us on our boat. Okay, it's really not that exciting. But we did actually order a bimini back in February after the realisation that we were slightly mental to cross an ocean without one. Anyway, 100 days later, the company saying, "It's still coming, I promise." We gave up hope and cancelled the order. But we were not accepting our bimini-less... Oh my gosh, that's hard to say. But we were not accepting our bimini-less fate. So we ordered another one from Germany, which only had to go to the UK, then the US, then Panama, Curacao, before it had now arrived in Aruba. It's a well-travelled canvas for sure. How hard was it to find an all-stainless bimini?
Pretty hard. The ones you can just order online like this, a lot of them just plastic bits on them and they're not great, but this one's actually looks decent.
And they get sent us a screwdriver.
Yeah, which is cute.
So are we screwing or bolting the bimini in?
We're going to be bolting it in because they've got screws that came with these brackets, which could be the mounting brackets, which are actually quite nice. but we don't trust screws as much. If we bolt it through, it should be a lot more solid. So we're going to change out the screws they've given us, keep them obviously, and then just put some bigger, beefier bolts in here.
Nice.
Whilst the headlining was down, we drilled some holes in the deck to add the new cleat we had picked up in the UK. Nice.
Well, we've just spent the last, I don't even know how long, but it's pretty much dark now, trying to configure this bimini, and it has been a little bit of a pain, I won't lie. I think we're trying to fit it into a space it wasn't designed for, which is always going to cause a few teething issues, let's say. But yeah, it's taken a while to get... It actually looks really good on camera, Zach. Look at it.
Yeah, it's alright.
We'll show you in the morning what we mean, but for now I think it's time to go to bed.
We just couldn't quite get this bimini right, but after thinking long and hard, we came up with a possible solution.
We want to extend the bimini, these struts, because it's a little bit low. In Aruba, the only tubing you can get is 6 meters in length, and we need 2 different diameters of tubing, so we would have had to buy 12 meters of tubing, and we need 30 centimeters on each side, so it was crazy. Anyway, we keep random bits on board, just from projects we haven't used or just random things we've acquired, and one of them was this stainless steel tube, and this actually is the perfect size for the bimini, which is a stroke of luck. I don't even know what this was from, but something we cut off at some point. Anyway, there's that, but the issue was finding that's 22 centimeters, finding another
Millimeters, not 22 centimeters.
Got it. That was 25 millimeters. 22 millimeters, and we could only find 25 millimeters around. But we managed, just below the boat there was like a scrap pile of metal, and this kind of ugly looking bit was in it. But we think with a bit of polishing, it also has a dent in it, but we think we can just use this end, which is straight, and Zach's gonna crack on with trying to get some of this anti-foul off. I don't know what it was from, but it looks like stainless, and
Below the waterline, I think, at some point.
yeah, below the waterline on some boat. But it's perfect for us. We couldn't find anything anymore, but this should do it. So yeah, hopefully after Zach's done with it, it will look like that.
I'm pretty happy with how this one came out. It's looking pretty good. We'll buff it up when we actually put it on the bimini, but for now we won't. This is the other one. That's a plane. What I'm gonna do right now is tape these together, and then I'm gonna cut this one to length as the same length as this. And then with the grinding disc here, I'm gonna take them down to exactly the same length, and we'll go from there. And I also need to cut another one of these inserts in order for it to be riveted as well. So yeah, we're getting there. Not a bit messy. Well, doesn't really matter that much. I'm going to grind this all back.
We had our friend Marika back to help us hold it whilst we chose the height we wanted it at.
That's so much better.
That's going to be like that. Where do we want the rivets? Do you want them through the side?
I don't
on
know.
top, like there?
Yeah, probably top, yeah.
now we've marked where we want to rivet it, just there, and we've got it all marked up, port and starboard. All we're going to do is we're just going to wrap some tape around here just to bulk it up so it's really a tight fit. So why is it not fitting in this end?
Wrong end, isn't it?
Oh, they are different sizes.
Well, there's a bit just hanging out there, isn't it?
So yeah, just going to wrap some tape around here, get it to the right thickness, and then slide it in up to that line which shows halfway. Then it will be all good to drill and then rivet.
Polish that all up and everything like that and it'll be good.
Nice one.
Nice one. Go on, maybe one more. Yeah, this should do it this time. There we go. Well done.
Nice.
This is where the grub screw was in the current fitting, and so I think what we're going to do is just drill through that. Actually, it's quite good.
I know. You sound surprised.
Yeah, it's come out better than I thought it would be. Ah. I think I split the nail.
Rivet gun 1, Zach.
Yeah, mind your fingers when you use them though. That really, really hurt. I think the nail might come off. Ow. You've heard us rave about Velos yacht insurance a few times on here, but for good reason. We've been so happy with how accommodating to us, our boat and our travel plans they have been. It's the exact security we want as we add all these things to Tay-Lee. Link is in our description if you want to check them out for yourselves.
Back in Fort de France, our friends Anna and Klaus on another Colvic Victor had shown us how their bimini was supported to their mizzen, rather than strapped down to the deck. And we loved this idea, so we started figuring out how we could make ours similar.
So this morning I'm going to attempt to finally finish the bimini. We need a few end fittings to these stainless steel poles. I'm not too sure if the shop here is going to have them. If it doesn't have it here, we're going to have to go back to Budget Marine down the road in the island, but it's a bit of a way to walk, so I think we'll try and get a lift there at some point and hopefully get this all sorted. But I'm going to rivet these to the mizzen today at the very least. Interestingly enough, they don't actually have it in there. Not a big surprise, not a big store, but that lady behind the desk has just offered to give me a lift to Budget Marine, which is so nice. She just say, yeah, come and I'm happy to give you a lift there. Ah, brilliant. So nice. So hopefully we can get this sorted today.
Please, please, please. Oh, that.
That's too skinny.
We can't file them down.
We might be able to use the thinner pole though for it.
Unless we do this and cut that side off. Oh, that'd be really weird.
Fortunately, they didn't have quite the right fittings for the end of the bigger poles that we've got, but they did have smaller ones, which might be able to fit. Oh, they do, yeah, nicely.
Perfectly.
Not perfectly, there's a little bit of wiggle room, but nothing that you'll notice.
Yeah.
So we'll have to just use these little ones instead of these big ones. What we were thinking is that we could rivet the inside of this into here, but we're missing a few tools and things to actually do that at the moment. So we'll just make do with these smaller ones for now, and yeah, I think it'll be fine.
You do just have to be really creative when you live on a small island. There is just so many things that obviously they don't have, so you just have to think outside the box. So we said it in a way, it's been quite nice because I guess we've grown up being spoiled by choice in shops. Having to think a bit more outside the box is kind of working our brains and making it a bit more fun for doing jobs. Harder work for sure, but more fun.
What I could do, but it's a mild risk of how well it actually goes, because it's quite hard to get it perfect, is I could just grind down
that. I know.
But
We could ask Matey Boy on Steelboat because he's good with steel.
Oh, he's got a lathe, hasn't he?
Got a lathe, yeah.
Oh my god.
That'd be epic if he could do that. So yesterday we got back from helping Marika do the decals on her boat, and it was dark at that point, and we got back to the steps on our boat and these two were waiting for us. So Friedrich, who's the Austrian guy, ended up doing it with his lathe, and he honestly did an epic job. We're so delighted. Dropped around a bottle of wine afterwards just to say a little thank you, because honestly he just went out of his way to really help us out. I don't know even how or when or where we would have ended up doing this if not. So yeah, feeling really grateful. So now we're going to be ticking off.
He mentioned previously, like last week, he had a lathe on the boat because I was talking about all the stuff he had. He's got a welder and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's got a
when he
really
said lathe
kitted out.
and we had this issue, I was like, oh, I know exactly what would work with this.
Yeah, so yeah, feeling really grateful for him. Everyone helps each other out in the boatyard, which is really nice. But now it's time, the morning has come to finally tick off this bimini project. It's been literally, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months in the making, and now we see the end, which is so exciting.
Well, we're getting new fabric for it. So.
We're getting new fabric, that's the last step, but we're nearly there, so let's go.
To prevent the stainless resting on the aluminium, which you shouldn't do, we cut up an old Tupperware lid to sandwich between the metals. I'm nervous this time.
You got it.
Not quite.
I've never seen someone so scared there. It's teasing you, Zach.
Well, that's really tight, so that's where it's going to sit now. You happy with that? There's a bit of a lump either side.
Yeah.
I think I need to do this one a bit more.
Yeah.
Last. We need to drill out the ends of these because these bolts are a little bit too big to get in there. And then Becca needs to move these along and hot knife in there. It won't be the neatest job on this at the moment, but we're going to get a custom made bit of fabric sent to us very soon by Kemp, and that will include those holes there. So it might look a little bit scruffy now, these holes, but it will be fixed soon.
Yeah.
Let's do this at the edge.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. So I need to slide the thingies up.
Yeah. Get a knife and a lighter. There's a rivet here that we need to slide this all over, but oh, it's so annoying. Always something else. I think we're going to have to drill that out.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. That's good.
There you go.
The last few days we'd also been helping with a few friends' boats out here in the yard. They were splashing super soon, and life on anchor was really starting to call us back.
Woo! You're back in the water! Woo! That's a good feeling.
It's fantastic.
That smells so good. So every day me and Zach over dinner say our rose and thorn for the day. Like, the good thing about the day and the bad thing. Yeah. What's yours today?
So the good thing is that nearly everything is ready. It's really satisfying. Really, it's like the end of a lot of work. The negative thing is that this stuff is not curing and I don't know what to do, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And you?
My rose was we did the bimini supports and they look really good. The two to the mast, they look really cool. Really happy about that. It was a bit more work than we thought, but they look good.